Hello and welcome back to South London Repair. Today we're gonna take a look on this 2022 Hisense mainboard. Now the customer actually brought me two mainboards. One was the original, this is the one, which won't turn on and it's not picking up any usage, so not even standby usage like 2 watt or something, you know. And he also booked on other board. He already tried to replace the main board because it's a mainboard, power supply, everything in one piece. But with the new board, it has some issues. First of all, it was no picture at all. The backlight was on, and yeah, the speaker connector was ripped off. Now that's not a big issue. The problem is why it was no picture, because even when you using to order the same model number, it's have kind of different versions and they slightly different screens and slightly different mainboard to work with the screen. So yeah, so I tried to repair the original mainboard if I can find the issue. Now, because it was no standby voltage, so definitely the problem is on the power supply side. And what I'm looking for now is basically shorts. So if I can find something abnormal ohms, yeah, like this one, then I know it's probably we have an issue there, a failed component. Now sometimes you can only see with thermal cameras, but be honest, multimeter 80% it's help you out. Now just because something looks like short, it doesn't mean it's a short, but we're gonna double check that one. When you're measuring next to the transformer, sometimes you get false alarms, but yeah. Also, you take a closer look, you know, like how these things are connected together. Let's take a look on this one. Here we go. So here I can see these two pins are connected together, so obviously it's gonna show like a short. Now this is the other culprit, the CS830. I don't know what the heck is that. Now here when I check, you see that one is crazy short. It looks like a crazy short. Now maybe, yeah, so it could be the transistor is shorted from the top part to the bottom, or that ceramic capacitor is got shorted. Also, this ceramic capacitor is connected to this resistor. So one of the three is the problematic part, because this multimeter is showing almost a dead short. Now, not a dead one, so it's just close to. Okay, so the easiest way to figure it out, these things, you just look it up on the internet. And this one is showing 0.16 ohms, which is, yeah, I don't know what is the story about that one. I can't design these things. And I'm not even sure I read well, but it doesn't look bad, not burned or anything. So anyway, because these are all connected together, I'm not gonna get an individual measurement unless I take out them. So I start with the easiest one, the ceramic capacitors. So these are very easy to take out. You just heat up one leg, try to pull it out. Many times it's a little bit bend on this end, so it's, even if it's warm up finally, then it's gonna be a little bit hard to get out, but still easier than, let's say, that resistor. And definitely easier than the MOSFET. Let's see. I'm gonna use the usual sucker gun, and let's see if that one can heat it up and make my life easier to find out what's going on. If you never did this job before, recommend to use some heat resistance gloves, as these tiny capacitors getting really hot. I get used to it. Maybe because I was working in restaurant for a couple of years, and 2 years here, doing dishwashing. And yeah, that's mean usually you handle very hot instruments in your hand, so I probably lost some of my nerves endings, but I can hold this piece. Come on, it's moving around. If it's my lucky day, then it's gonna break in 2 pieces before I finish that one. Come on. Now, usually when these capacitors are fail, 90% of the case they just crack and they're not working anymore. But 10% they fuse together inside. Sometimes you can see some marks outside, but I had the luck found at least one which was not visible outside, and it was a compact short. So this is why I'm going with this one at first. Now this is a big grounding plate there, so it's not easy to take it out. And as I said, the very end of this capacitor pin, sorry, it's hard to get a normal hold on it. Basically just heat up and try to pull as hard as I can, and it's gonna kick out and straight it out that leg. Hello, thank you. Oh, finally. All right, let's see. Is it shorted? No. Okay. One is done, 2 is left. What do you think? So the resistor is yeah. That one is a low resistance, but I think that amazing MOSFET gonna be the problem. Now I looked it up, and it's should be able to handle up to 500 volt. And that one is definitely not going through here. Yeah. But on the other hand, this is not a original proper part. It's just a Chinese copy of an original normal MOSFET. And we know Chinese MOSFETs are not famous about long lifetime. All right, so if you have to order, if you have something similar like this one, then, and the fuse is intact, the diodes are good, and you have a particular problem, then you can get this from on AliExpress, or I saw actually in the States you can buy that one from Amazon. Now, to remove this one, we're gonna use 500 Celsius, and and 140 liter per minute. And we're gonna use the amazing Tango whiskey horse, black horse. Somehow I always wanna say horseradish. So sorry. I definitely use horseradish more times than black horse as a word or sentence or whatever. So flux, and it's doing a wonderful job. It came up nicely. And the board is cooling down. Now sometimes when it's really hot you get crazy measurements, but if it's not 0 ohm, and it's not, then yep, I think we're gonna be fine now. So let's get this other board, because that one is made picture. I mean, turned on. It was no picture, no sound, but you know, it's turned on, so at least that MOSFET is gonna be fine. But before I forget to put back the little capacitor, we're just making a little hole. Unfortunately, still too much solder inside, so I have to suck it out. But we can put back the tiny capacitors. These ceramic capacitors have no polarity, so you can put them either way. It's very helpful. Okay. So usually when I'm not there in mind, I always have to double check myself. If I put back the capacitors, everything is in the right direction. At least no problem here. Alright, so here is the other board what the customer booked. I really love when a customer is coming prepared. Alright. Nuke that MOSFET! I forgot to put some Whiskey Tango flux. Oh, by the way, we are not affiliated. If you want to buy, do it. At least it smells good. Oopsie daisy. A tiny resistor came down, but we put back in a second. It's easier when the board is still warm. Oh. Which one was the good one? Yeah, I think it was this. Pro tip: when you have a failed part, put it in the bin. Double check. Come on. Oops. Okay. It's good I double checked. I almost put back the wrong one. Obviously the picture doesn't give you the impression, but this board and even my little tweezer is still hot. And when I say hot, it was the board around 120 Celsius. You know, it's cooling down. So we doing this quickly before we have to spend too much time to heat up again. Yay! Oh. We are a little bit low on the solder. Yep, that's gonna be perfect. Double check. Yay! That looks awesome. Let's do a test. Okay, here we go. All right. I hope you enjoyed our video and give us a like and subscribe. Maybe support our little channel. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. See you next time. Bye-bye.